Fire now in Israel. Police there saying that Hamas militants in Gaza fired 2 rockets into that country, slamming a border town. This is President Obama meets with Palestinian leaders today in the West Bank. Connor Powell's live in the town of Sderot, Israel, southern part of the country where police say one of those rockets landed. Connor, hello.
Well, Bill, Israeli officials have actually upped the number to 4 rockets that have been fired from Gaza into southern Israel earlier today. And while much of the physical damage is fairly minor here, Bill, you can see it was just a little bit of damage to a patio. There's also the emotional damage. This is the second time this house here in Sderot has actually been damaged in the last 4 or 5 months. There's also the symbolic damage. The ceasefire, the very fragile ceasefire that was agreed to in Thanksgiving, has been broken. And, Bill, there's no doubt that this volley of rockets that came from Gaza was tied to President Obama's trip here to Israel and to the West Bank earlier today.
Yeah, you wonder what has been said either out of Gaza or even Hamas. What are they trying to say here with this, Connor?
Well, Bill, I think it's clear. We don't know if it was Hamas or Islamic Jihad, but it's clear coming out of Gaza that this is the Palestinians in Gaza saying, don't forget about us. We're part of this equation here. President Obama is meeting with the Israeli leaders and the Palestinian Authority leaders in the West Bank. They're not meeting with Hamas or other groups from Gaza. So it's clear that this is probably a Palestinian effort from Gaza to say, hey, we're here. We're part of the equation. Don't forget about us. But, of course, Gaza doesn't want to meet with U.S. and Israeli officials. They're not even on speaking terms, really, to the Palestinian Authority right now. So it's not clear what they want out of this other than to sort of scare the world with these rocket attacks.
Sometimes this is a daily occurrence. Has it been that way lately, Connor?
The ceasefire is actually held for the last 4 months. I think there was maybe 1 rocket attack sometime in the last 4 months, but there has been this very fragile ceasefire that was signed and implemented since Thanksgiving after that very deadly week of fighting between Israeli and Palestinians in Gaza. But so far it's held, but right now, who knows what's going to happen next? That's always the fear. There's always the fear of the further violence going forward, Bill.
Thank you, Connor. Connor Powell, southern Israel on that. More on the president's trip in a moment, too.